as Vicious spins it.
Hey there, sports fan. Pro wrestling is scary. The biggest, meanest, oiliest people on the planet are throwing each other around like it's closing time at the Sizzler, and they're almost out of buttered meat bags.
I'm tired.
No one in wrestling has a scarier job than jobbers. They get paid the small bucks to make the big boys look like $1 million. And they're always one mistake away from being legally executed.
Cut him up! It's over!
Despite whatever personal opinions you might have about Hulk Hogan, one thing that is not up for debate is that during his 40-year career, he has almost always had skin like a hot dog.
Ah, yes. That is Hulk Hogan's signature look. Blonde Chinese hair and the skin of a hot dog.
When the Hulkster debuted in New York in 1979, he could barely talk.
Let me tell you something, New York City. Lone Star Beer, wrestling boots and cowboy hats, daddy.
But who cares on account of anabolic steroids? See how big he is? Allegedly, but also based on Hulk Hogan literally saying he took them in federal court. This does not look like the face of a man who was ready for athletic competition. Harry Valdez looks like he owes a bookie a lot of money, and this is just the agreement they came to. He's got sad eyes. It's entirely possible he's just given up and hoping that this match can be the end. He's got it so bad they had to sew fake knee pads into his tights. Hulk Hogan was originally doing a Paddington gimmick. Valdez has all the vim and vigor of a man walking to the electric chair. Snapping into that lockup, the front row can feel the meat slap. Valdez gets shoved so hard for real that he hits with double gravity and lands like a wet sack of doorknobs. Taking a shove again, Valdez responds with the whatever, man, I don't even care. I got nothing left. You can tell Valdez is really cinching it in because he does that little like... Oh my God. Legitimately the sickest bump I've ever seen in my life. These old shows literally used boxing rings, so there's like no give, no padding at all. Luckily for Valdez, that little basketball dribble his head did will help him forget all the choices he made that led him here.
Dang it. Oh, Hulk Hogan.
Stop! He's already dead.
Quick backbreaker just for funsies, and Valdez's soul leaves his body. From one Hogan to another, dude. We hop into Hulk Hogan's more famous brother, Randy, who does look like he's watching a mudslide carry his house into a river. And with good reason, because his opponent is so big that his middle name is Van. It's big! Randy Hogan's strategy is simple. Stand there while Vader pops his eardrum. Vader picks up Randy by his throat and actual penis and drops him right on his mustache. Vader is then sure to get all of the toothpaste out of the tube.
And that tonight during...
And then makes his parents watch as he shows them how much he can run. That there's always a little bit more toothpaste in there somewhere. He then instructs Randy to not move, then does my 1997 trampoline finisher while Randy Hogan twitches. Vader then further rips off my repertoire by replicating the time I tried to do a backflip and chickened out, but pretended that's what I meant to do anyway.
Dude, I thought you could do a kickflip.
I can. I did one this morning.
The ref stops the match in accordance with state law requiring that matches end in the event that one competitor's life also does. And for our main course, may I interest you in a Sid medley. Go back! Sid Vicious, most notable for having ramen noodle hair, but also known for having the most confirmed jobber kills. And his reputation precedes him because Rick Moranis tries to figure out how he can Honey I Shrunk his way out of this one. Sid then does something completely unprecedented by just locking up with Rick Moranis' face. Later, Sid grabs his throat and just talks to the camera for a while.
And you're one of them.
Moranis gets tenderized in the corner for his troubles and takes a steel guardrail right to the Keymaster.
I am the Keymaster.
The next clip sounds like a suitcase full of wet bones dropping on the tarmac.
So Sting's concentration is split.
A quick powerbomb.
That's the only flaw I can see. Powerful power bomb.
Next, Brian Worley is next on Sid's menu, and he looks like he's watching someone get robbed on the train and is hoping he can just blend in enough to not be next. Sid with a quick diarrhea kick followed up by a full body chest compression, and Worley passes out from the vapors. Worley is wishing he stayed at Magic Camp as Sid goes for the leg drop but gets 50% of his ass on 100% of Worley's forehead. Quick powerbomb just to make sure he's dead.
Sid Vicious, feel the intimidation.
And Sid ruins one more family's Thanksgiving. Next, you can tell by the look on Lee Scott's face that he's already lost everything else, so what the hell does it even matter anymore? And he's doubly screwed because he's about to lose to assless chaps variant Sid Vicious. Lee Scott looks like he's finally had enough and is challenging his dad to a fight. Lee gives Sid his best shots to no effect, but it's okay because he won't remember any of this anyway.
He's not intimidated.
Whoa! Concerned for his safety, Sid decides to send Lee home. To Jesus. But then changes his mind and throws him back in the ring anyway. And eat your dinner, young man, and stop playing with your food. Sid sets Lee Scott up for a variant of his powerbomb that on TikTok would be called unaliving. And I don't mind telling you, sports fan, Mr. Scott appears to be enjoying this. But don't count Lee Scott out yet because he has a plan.
Hey, Mr. Scott, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
As Vicious spins it.
Realizing that the biggest mistake you can make in a match is just assuming your opponent is dead and not making it certain, Sid does another powerbomb, but just missionary this time.
What is it?
But these 5 men's sacrifices cannot be in vain. It can't have all been for nothing. If we've learned one thing here today, it's that it is exceptionally cool when big, sweaty guys get to do all of their cool moves to guys who look a lot like your neighbor.
Sid, I've got a question for you. We all know that you can bring the heavy offense, but there are a lot of skeptics that think that perhaps you can't take it, that you can't take the punishment that Diesel will give you tonight. How do you address those skeptics?
Well, the skeptics and all the people have a little bit of... Let me do this again.
Oh, it's live, Hal.
And Ted Biasi, you're making this mistake of your life. You are planning your destiny. I will definitely eliminate you from the squared circle in the professional wrestling career from now on.
Boing.